right, hello everybody. So as you can see, I've already pulled some cards. You can't see them very well. Obviously, I'm looking at the camera right now. Anyways, I wanted to pull some cards because I kept having this message, the word, swirl around in my mind. And this morning, when I woke up, I just had a very emotional meditation time. And, because like so many other people at this time, I have my own, experiences going on. And thinking over the last 2 years of my life, and really the last, I'm going to say, 20 years, 20 plus years, I've gone through experiences that were just very, very painful, very harsh and hard to process. And I've always made the choice since I was a child to heal, regardless of what that looked like, regardless of what it involved, what experience it addressed. And I'm in the process, I've been in the process for 5+ years of writing my own autobiography, because I believe that people like myself that have had unimaginable experiences in childhood, and in the midst of that were able to consciously choose to heal, and have healed, and have done the work, and continually hold ourselves accountable to what we say we've chosen by having discipline in how we live our lives, and how we address conflict, how we resolve it, the dynamics that we allow to take place in our lives, that because you have the ability to master mind over matter in life, I don't believe people like myself are meant to just hoard that wealth of gold internally for ourselves. And that is something that's a gift and an ability that needs to be shared with other people, that needs to be spoken of and used in a creative way to invite other people into a space of self-analyzation, to be able to heal themselves without the needs of medicine and long-term therapies that keep them stuck in unproductive patterns. And so the decks that I've used for this today are the Akashic Oracle, the Kuan Yin deck, and also my hot pink Flashcard deck, as well as Earthen Wisdom, and my first edition of Indigo Oracle. And the energy that has been running through my mind is when you know that you're the scapegoat in your family, because you recognize certain cycles, you recognize dynamics for what they are, and you can speak from experience that you are someone that has made the choice to heal, whether that was as a child in the midst of what you were going through, or as an adult when you had the capacity to do that away from the people that harmed and maimed you and scarred you. Just using that in a creative way to write and create stories and nuggets of wisdom for yourself and other people, to be able to step into who they are and own their identity, own their choice that they made as a child to heal, right? And so the first card that came out was creative writing, and then the wealth and abundance, followed by male relationships and religion. You know, and the thing that I find interesting that drew my mind to this card is the spiral, but it all goes back to the light, and that signifies the light within you, that even as a child surrounded by so much darkness, you could have been, you know, you saw the light in all of it, and you saw that the people that did the demonic and brutal acts to you would eventually face karma, right, for those decisions. And as you speak from the place of healing that, you know, of course there's a wealth and abundance in that, because you are speaking up and speaking out and showing that although you had these experiences, those experiences you may have viewed as just that, not necessarily something to end your life. Maybe a person intended for that to end your life, but what came out of that was a supreme calmness and understanding, right, of the imbalance that is presented into the world as a form of stability that truly is not, right? Because what's next after the Cosmic Lives card is magic and alchemy under religion, and so that's almost recognizing where religious tradition has been used against you to keep you bound to this tradition of, well, you have to respect this person because they're older than you, they're an elder in your family. If this is someone that has hurt you, that is not what you need to be doing. You need to set healthy boundary lines and recognizing that anything other than you speaking your truth right here is allowing this spiral to just go on and on and on and on, right? Because in speaking about your experience and writing about it and releasing it and feeling it to heal it and let it go, you are bringing back the vitality to your soul that you were always meant to experience, that you were always meant to live inside of. And you doing so is what is breaking those curses of self-doubt and guilt and shame from upon you, from holding you back from enjoying life, right? And you could have been someone that has had some memories of certain things that were owed to you, and you have people in your family that are saying, oh, no, she's just a daydreamer, she's delusional, or he's delusional. But when you spoke about your truth, when you wrote it down, when you felt it to heal it, and you released it, that has brought in this contract, this relationship, this partnership with your passed on loved ones, with yourself, that is alchemizing every experience for your ultimate health and healing, right? Because you have discovered and you are accepting that you're not going to be given an apology, and you've accepted that the apology that you will never be given is good enough, and you've chosen to move on. because you're at a place where there's no place like home. You're at home in yourself. You're at home in your healing. You're at home in your own identity. And you have called out the war and battles within your family line, within your family dynamic. And you are allowing divine light, right, to bring in this new path that maybe some in your family don't agree with, whatever that path is. But you recognize that you have been guided towards it. You have been drawn into it. And it is for your ultimate healing to create your own practice of healing. And as you do that, you're being reminded, when you made that choice as a child to heal, this is what you were saying you wanted, to manifest your own reality in a way where you weren't having to dodge bullets and walk over the elephant in the room and deny that it was there, right? Because you want to operate in a space of awareness that how I interact with people matters. The intention of how I speak to people matters. And just being aware that you are surrounded by energy that you cannot control is one thing, but the other side to that coin is when you become observant of patterns of energy and intention, you begin to recognize that you don't have to absorb it. You can simply be observant to it and choose to move accordingly, right? And so there's this dance with life that's unfolding for you. There's this dance of having gone through all of those experiences and understanding that although that could have been what you experienced as a child, you're not going to choose to carry that into your present. And so what I'm inviting anyone listening to this video to do, and I'm asking if you're going to do this with the sincere intention of truly getting real with what you feel about doing this and getting real with choosing to heal. I want you to get out a piece of paper and something to write with. And I want you to really take the time to meditate on every person that you can think of that you perceived to have negatively interacted with you or impacted your life in a way to where you feel like you weren't safe in your body, you weren't safe in your own skin. It wasn't safe to speak up and tell the truth and say, this is what happened. This is how I was taken down to the lowest place, the low of the lows. And I was just changed to darkness where I didn't feel like I could trust people. I didn't feel like I could trust my own instincts. I could trust my own intuition. And I made choices based out of that darkness and that void of awareness. And I want you to write down every name of the people involved. And maybe there are some instances where you don't know all the names involved. And so you can just write down, my suggestion is to write down known and unknown haters or enemies or people involved in circumstances beyond my control. And that covers, that would cover, a lot of different circumstances. And It may take you a couple of weeks to do that. But I want you to do that for you, not for anybody else, so that you can truly close this chapter out and move forward. And once you have those names written down, I don't want you to show that paper to anybody, because this is for you. It is not for other eyes to judge. It's not for people to tell you what you should do or pass judgment on you because you're doing this. But this is a very, very important and powerful practice that you can have in your life, that you rely on when you feel stagnated within yourself and unable to move forward. Once you have that list of names available in front of you and it's done, the next step is going to be sitting down and visualizing the experience tied to that name as a thread that is connected into you wherever you go, right? So it's like you've given these people that have done these terrible things free rent space. And there's no judgment here, because this is something that I myself have had to do. And as you sit and meditate on those names, I want you to visualize the threads of that name, that experience, being ever so gently unthreaded and disconnected from you, fading into oblivion. With each and every name, I want you to visualize that. As you visualize that, with each and every name, I want you to let that chapter, that page with that person be closed and move forward to the next chapter, right? So that you can walk in a new life, in a new way, into a new opportunity, into new friendships, into new experiences that are not shaped by your past experience. And so when you wake up each morning, as you are doing that, visualizing that practice, ask yourself, who is going to make me, who am I going to encounter today? Not who's going to make me, but who will I encounter today that will make me have, or that will say something so funny and quirky and awkward to me that I just have, this silly, goofy grin on my face, and I'm able to laugh, and I'm able to release all these repressed emotion and this anxiety and just doldrums mentally within not just the mind space, but within your body. And as you do that, I invite you to start writing about those experiences. Like, what is it that is so amazing about that person in that moment that just made you laugh? Was it just the randomness of it? Was it the fact that you weren't even paying attention to your surroundings and a complete stranger had the ability to recognize maybe that you were lost in thought, and instead of saying something critical, said something funny and quirky to just break the ice and make you laugh for no other reason than to make you laugh? guarantee you that you will meet people like that just want to radiate healing and laughter, because they understand themselves that laughter is one of the greatest medicines that you can give, that you can hand out to other people. Now, to close out this video, these are my Kuan Yin cards that I pulled, and they fit really well with this message and with this, what I was just speaking of. The first one is the dance unveiling. And it says there's a situation in your life that is about to reveal itself to you with greater clarity, just like the sands shifting. The picture will seem clearer and quite different to how it once appeared to you. This clarity will bring you great relief and confirmation of your intuition. Be patient and allow the revelation to come to you at the perfect time. And again, I don't know what your revelation will be, but I do believe it will be something beneficial to you in a new chapter, far away from the stagnant pools of the past. And then the Sisters of the Sun rising. And it says, you are a highly creative being with the ability to help raise the vibration of consciousness on this planet through your creative projects and dreams. Remain open to other souls joining forces with you, just like the Sisters of the Sun rising, who bring great energy to help humanity through their group endeavors. When you allow for aligned group effort, wonderful things can happen. Allowing life to kind of give you that kiss on, the cheek by allowing total strangers to come into your life to show you kindness, to show you compassion. It can be tough, especially when you have been through very traumatic events. But that, I think, is one of the greatest lies that you will ever go through, that you will ever have the capacity to believe that your experience is so dreadful that you cannot trust another human being, that you cannot trust the goodness of humanity, right? Because I believe that when you isolate yourself in pain, you bring about your own self-sabotage in the way that you don't allow anyone in to just be kind. You don't allow yourself to receive love. You don't allow yourself to receive healing. And it becomes, just a very bland and tasteless way of living, where you can't ever experience gratitude for anything that you have. And that in and of itself, I think, is absolute misery. There's nothing enjoyable living like that. And as much as it can hurt to open up to people and open up to new experiences and open up to the truth of the situations that have scarred us and hurt us, the reality is that once you accept the truth of those experiences for what they are, as they are, you don't have to keep holding the weight of that truth with you. You can feel it to heal it and release and let it go and build from a new foundation and move into your future in such a way that you're consciously aware of certain patterns that you don't want to repeat and see again. And provided that once you have done the work to heal the traumas related to those experiences and patterns, you don't find yourself in that familiar groove, because you're better equipped to recognize it sooner. And because you recognize it sooner and you have boundaries, there are certain things that you will never accept again. Certain forms of treatment that are just a no-go for you. And as soon as they pop up, you already know what's there. So you don't need to reread that chapter, reread that book, right? And so I just wanted to upload this today. It's a very short message. And if you have made it this far in the video, because we're almost at, right at 26 minutes, I thank you for listening, and I thank you for watching, and I hope that you have gained some insight from this. And even if you think that what I said doesn't make any sense, I hope it's my endeavor that even if I only made you think about it and wonder and connect the dots in your own way, then that's beneficial to you. And I would invite you to like and subscribe to the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you feel impacted at all by it. And if you choose to just try the practice out, come back to the channel and leave a comment on how it's impacted you or how it's helped you. Maybe to have a perspective shift in your life in a beneficial way. And the only other thing that I would ask is, if you do that, please don't bash other people in the comments about what they've gained from it or how they've gone about it, because that is not beneficial to anybody, and it's certainly not beneficial to you. We just allow people, the space to heal and the space to recognize their own familiar grooves so that they can overcome those experiences and truly do the work to heal. And so this is the message for today. All right. I will see you guys later.